Hey guys, welcome back to Expedition Extreme. I'm Sean Mayer and we're back. So unfortunately with COVID and everything that's going on in the rest of the world, we've been under lockdown for quite some time and everything starts easing a little right now, but the temperature, we've missed the last of the camping season and been indoors. So unfortunately, we're not going to be filming anything outdoors for quite some time. We're supposed to be down in Southern Africa a little bit later, and it seems like that is not going to happen. So, like most of you, you've been sitting at home, bored out of your mind, and I built this awesome studio. So now we've got a studio for us to do some nice product reviews, do the Q&As, all the questions that you guys have been sending to us. The SpeedX Q&A that we used to do has come to an end with all retailers taking a bit of a knock at the moment, no shopping happening, marketing budgets are really low, so we haven't parted ways as yet, but we'll have to watch the space and see how the retail industry gets back, and maybe we'll be filming back in store and show you some products while we're doing your Q&As. But in the meantime, we've got this awesome studio. All the lights are set up, all the cameras are set up, so it's really easy. I can get the questions, bring in a couple of mates. Well, I suppose we'll be social distancing. One will be there, one will be there, and we can answer the questions that you guys have been sending. So keep the questions coming in, and we will answer that in our new series here in the studio. Right, so what new segment do I have for you guys now? I've decided to put together a new segment on, well, the idea came simply, I've been sitting on the couch doing absolutely nothing, as most of you have, working from home, can't go out on the weekends, bored out of my mind, and watching YouTube and wishing I was in Japan with Grizzly and Bear at the minute, you know, up in the US with my favorite YouTubers up there, Australia down with Andrew helping him build his truck. You know, we've been sitting over there, and the best time is, well, sit back and start preparing your vehicle for when you're able to get out of this lockdown situation. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. Right now, fortunately, us in the GCC or us living down here in Dubai will not be able to get out probably until December, and we go online and we go start doing some shopping, and that's exactly what I've been doing. My wife has been kicking my butt every time that doorbell rings and Amazon's delivering another product or another parcel, and well, I thought let's put something together. I've been buying a bunch of products online, and to make this clear, I am not sponsored by anybody. No, none of the online stores, none of the products that I'm going to be reviewing, and I'm going to tell you whether they crap or not. In fact, I think I'm going to be calling it that, crap or not. So we're going to be kicking off. We've got some gear over here. I've got, well, it's supposed to be an aircon, but it's more a water-cooled fan device for your tent. I've got a nice new camera mounted, which front and rear recording, so anything goes wrong, we'll be doing a review of that product, see if it's any good. Tire pressure monitoring systems. I've got this water dispensing unit over here that when you're on long camps, especially for kids, we'll go through that. Some remote meters, your whether it be voltage or whether it be, you know, looking what amps are being pulled out of your battery at the moment. I've bought a bunch of crappy little gear here and there, and it's all been inexpensive. I haven't spent a lot of money. I wanted to test what is out there. So let's get into it. Today's review, we're going to be discussing tire pressure monitoring systems. Now, what's important about a tire pressure monitoring system, you ask? Well, most vehicles, if you've got a newer vehicle, the tire pressure monitoring gauge is already installed on your dash and it's included in the vehicle, and very nice, it tells you what your tire pressure is, but quite frankly, it doesn't give you the most important information as far as I'm concerned. As far as an overlander, my most important knowledge that I need to gain from my tires is temperature. Now, why temperature? Quite simple. If you're overinflated, your tire temperature is going to go up. If you're underinflated, your tire pressure is going to go up. And what damages your tire more than anything else is tire temperature, right? So yes, it's nice to see what my pressures are, but my pressures might vary depending on the road. So pressure is not that important as compared to temperature. If I'm on a real rutted road and I decide, well, I'm going to drop my pressures to 25 psi, I might think it's right, but if I see my temperatures rising, then I'm not at the optimal pressure. Something is wrong. There's either too much flex or there's too little flex, and it's busy warming up that tire wall quite a bit. So, in the past, I've used a bunch of different tire pressure monitoring systems. With the Land Cruiser, it obviously doesn't come built in. If you buy a Land Cruiser here in Dubai, you will get the dash. It's an additional dash that gets built in above your radio, and it does give you tire pressure monitoring as well as tire temperature. However, it just took up so much real estate. So I've removed that, and I decided to go back to probably one of the best systems out there in the world is a company called Tire Dog. It's a fantastic product. It's really small. It's really easy to use. However, on the model that I've been using, and I don't know if they do it yet, I hope they do, and I hope they've cottoned onto it, is it doesn't give me temperature. So that was no good. Secondly, it comes with a damn cable, and I've got enough cigarette lighter chargers around the vehicle. I've got enough USB ports around the vehicle. Actually more than most of you would have, because I've got all this camera gear that I need to charge and keep going, and I don't have enough space for another device that's using one whole port for one device. And secondly, it's got a suction cup that takes another spot on my dashboard or on the windscreen, and quite frankly, it was not optimal for me to go back to something like this. So I didn't. I went online and I bought a tire pressure monitoring system, and it doesn't actually tell the name of this. Now I found two of them. It's Solar TPMS, and the other one is KK Moon, but the one that's on the screen right now is the one that I bought. Nice and small and compact, wireless, and it's solar. So the beauty of this is that I don't have any cables whatsoever. It's Bluetooth, it connects to the vehicle, screws onto the cap, so it's easy to remove, easy to maintain, easy to change the batteries when they're done. You can get them with the internal pressure and temperature monitoring system, where you have to take your tire off, stick it inside. Personally, I don't like that much, because if a battery does go, you have to remove the entire tire to change the battery. So there are pros and cons. You choose whatever's best for you. My review of this product is the fact that it doesn't have the cables, doesn't have the wiring. The solar has been running outside. It is June right now. It's been running for 2 months in this incredible heat. We're hitting 48 to 50 degrees Celsius. My car is parked outside, and this has been lying in the dash continuously. So by now the solar would have got hot spots. It would have actually given in if it was a cheap, crappy product. Now let's talk about cheap. It is about 150 dirhams if you're here in the United Arab Emirates and you're ordering from Amazon.ae. If you're ordering from .com, it's about $31. So it is really cheap in chips, and it works. Now I have seen a small variance. As per my inflation kit, there is about a 2 psi difference, but that doesn't really matter, because if you're pumping your front tires to 36 psi and the monitoring device is telling you 34.5 or 35 psi, as long as it's the same. What's most important to me is when I'm getting out there, my tires are starting off at probably about 36 degrees Celsius currently in this heat that we're going, and they can rise up to 50 degrees Celsius. So depending on what my tire pressure is, will show the temperature variance and what is coming off, or what I need to do to try and keep that temperature down to save my tire. Very important. Anybody that's traveled with me in the past will know that I do first 60 to 80 kilometers, I will stop, check my hubs. In fact, every time we stop for a pee break or a smoke break or something like that, or a coffee break, I get out and I feel the hubs. Make sure that both hubs on either side, front and rear, are all pretty much the same temperature. Now I can do that remotely. Trailers, exceptionally important. This will warn you if you've got any issues with your bearings, or like most of you have done that have had a trailer, forgot the handbrake on as you pull off. Now that heat generation will pick up really quickly, and you'll be able to pick it up on your TPMS, on this tire pressure monitor gauge, whether your temperature is increasing exponentially. So fantastic product. I've linked it in the description below. Once again, I do not get paid for this. This is my personal opinion. And I just want to help you guys out there while you're sitting on the couch at home, nothing to do. Get out there, get some online shopping done. Don't buy the duds, because there are a bunch of duds that I will be discussing in the next episode. So guys, hope you enjoyed this. Sorry about the echo. We're still busy ironing out a couple of faults here in the studio, but it will get better as we go. Right, guys, remember, if it's dusty, drive it. If you're under lockdown, don't drive it. Stay safe, keep yourself and your family safe, and we'll catch you soon.